OKFM 101.7.
Okay, 101.7 so in here. Honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa Samuel, MP for Northtown, minority spokesperson on foreign affairs. Na ye no entwetwe enkomo. Honorable Memoachi.
Yo tikase meje so bibia boko.
Boko na awuchire wum. Ndi manka no.
Yeah, which it's a very serious matter. Weekend we may call constituency will be and it's all over the place. Will be complaining. It's a really difficult situation, and as I said, buying a rolling out a number of measures the cushion the suffering masses. Ocean petroleum prices say Yakasa said taxes now was on a door. This is the time to reduce those taxes. This is the time. Because yes, no pressure global crude oil prices cost, particularly because of the AC war, Ukraine, the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Now, so no prep and yet that only factor and cause the increases. OSHA taxes now also, and OSHA the currency, the managers of the currency, the CD, Omunya idea. Because the imported finished product and we pay in dollars. OMC is not Omutia in dollars. And if your currency continues to depreciate the way I am depreciating across the 7 mark now, I mean, certainly not. Omode, but the price of fuel. So, into taxes and management of the currency, because and the current managers of the economy were very clear. Time and no more positions. The most important issue, the fundamental issue, the exchange rate. That one manage the exchange rate affected BBR until you wonder what is going on. I mean,
because they say cement
brilliant argument came up with all the theories and all of that. They say more the opportunity to implement more brilliant ideas, all the long lectures Dr. Baumiyama, you really wonder. I mean, you wonder where he is these days. On Dr. Baumiyama or Kasa Afra economy now. Were transmogrify into an IT aspect. Waja economy, and you don't even know who really is in charge of managing this economy. It's really troubling. Really troubling.
Open me say one motor iron rocks ebe will attest to this fact. One motor cement buey. Everything is escalating. Now, when you say, as I say, a national discourse of a sort.
Oh, long overdue. Uvekaya President Mahama Bresso, when things were getting out of hand, will be say, let's have a national stakeholders meeting. I was saying, unfortunately, no, Jenny and Omo NPP, Omokase, Omon participate. It's not their duty to assist the NDC government at the time. And they boycotted the meeting, and it was only one elder statesman of the NPP, the Honorable Kwame Pienin, the celebrated economist and statesman, and Onunkwana Obaye, largely because or no a statesman, and he did not want to be controlled by his party. But apart from Onono and Obia, everybody, there was a three-line whip. So they should not participate in the meeting. But if there is such a meeting, we will participate. Ubekaya, former President Mahama, I reach out. So he's made a call. So we are near my aircon. As I say, we need to come together and have a bipartisan approach. And Chedia, was it about 2 weeks ago, former Minister for Finance, Ghana's longest serving finance minister, Professor Kwesi Bochi, and also MAK a similar call. So it's the time to come together. Also, even this e-levy stalemate crown, we have some suggestions that we have put forth even in Parliament. We have suggestions how a Bamber to make a cut expenditure areas that they can cut. We have suggestions on even loopholes, the wastage, a water system, no more corruption, leakages now, a water system, no more. Auditor General has referred to some of them. We know of some areas who share even the tax exemptions regime. All these multinationals, these international conglomerates, companies who can really pay taxes. They should be exempt. Your tax exemption regime is symbolic and in the final analysis,
tax exemption regime, no.
Yeah, tax exemption regime.
And on areas ben a woken sebia obi be kra niam bia ba na equipment bia ba ana o man be kase ya ye waiver e dia ma no areas ben sebia nka wo man specifics na
areas no a does from ebia wa winning contract sell the road construction or be see a particular project, ebia hospital project. Na your man tax exemption. Sometimes they argue, say, one man is tax exemption. The cost of the project will be higher, but I disagree. Said there are abuses, and the president himself during the 2017 State of the Nation address, President Ufudo Ankasa Okaya, he made reference to the fact that OSHA tax exemption regime, is being abused. What we need to do is that during the negotiation phase of contracting, as I said, you're making sure that we negotiate in the best interest of Ghana, and about even agreeing on the contract sum and all of that, the bidding processes. We just have to be vigilant and make sure that, because tax exemption is not a war with Ghana. I follow the state of projects in other jurisdictions. They don't have that kind of liberal, very generous tax.
Your opinion, mama, sama wade ba ko bi. Nipa bi wo baby to say oba free zones ho a. Free zones ho a. Wo mo so no bi a company bi ba ha. They say man tax exemption of be a 5 years. Or 5 years ne be so a no asa dane ne ho no no so aton amanipa fo ne nipa fo so asa koto so another tax exemption e won so ye ben dey.
Yeah, I know you're clear abuse of the process, clear abuse, a violation of the law, because or more free zone companies the various tax incentives, benefits or more enjoyment is for a specific period. Now, once you exhaust that period, you have to then give way. Your business in Ghana, then you must now come under a different regime, a different arrangement. So, time no so, and then you immediately register a different company and swap. Now, so the same entity, the same faces, the same persons. It's a clear abuse, a clear violation of our laws. And Rano Makwain say obey that U10. And once again, your monitoring regime. Sure, all these things that go on, there are people in the system or collaborators. They are looking the other way for these things to go on because ABN or no or Beji Cat he will benefit at the individual level, and that's always the problem. I mean, many people are not thinking about the national interest. Or mine no be just the unknown just greed, at the personal level, and the country can go to hell. And instead, sir, those in charge will identify these people and make sure they are punished. The law takes its course so that it will serve as a deterrent. Yeah, sure, sir. What we'll be discussing later on this Bulgarian embassy is all some of these things. People in the system, or more lands commission, all of that, who conspire, collaborate, and do all kinds of things which hurt the country, and they seem to always get away with it. They seem to always get away with it.
Okay,
and that really is our bane. That's really our bane. We share Auditor General's report say, Ninia, over 12 billion now. Auditor General, Akase, Ghana, you're losing either through malfeasance, maladministration, malpractices, cash book irregularities, no matter what you call it. Meaning, a dream, Nikata Shisha, a sika, as I said, a war of mine, develop your mind. But they have found their way in individual pockets. Osha and Brana, the Constitution of Ghana, your surcharging, where Auditor General, after these findings, the Auditor General can pursue those people and retrieve. And the question to ask is, Auditor General, Parliament, Public Accounts Committee, how aggressive are we pursuing those who are holding all these monies in individual accounts, individual, pockets, or more short-changing Ghana, who have really stolen Ghana's money? How are we pursuing them? How are we retrieving? Because it's not always about if your basket is leaking, as they will say, what really will you achieve? You won't achieve anything. Because loopholes, leakages, doors, and we are not aggressively pursuing, those who are just determined they will rob the nation. And honestly, we need to. The laws must work. OSHA these days, and it's probably been with us for a long time. You can't even the fight against corruption. It's become just a regime fight. Your power, you better protect your young crop and chase your opponent or more power previously. But you can't fight corruption that way, and you cannot block the loopholes that way. It has to be a no-nonsense approach, no matter who is in power, no matter who the perpetrators are, that the suspected persons are. As I said, we are very principled, and you must have, a very, if you like, a blind justice approach. And yes, you are engaged in selectivity, no discrimination. It is a zero tolerance, regardless of whose ox is God, and who is the perpetrator, what is the color of the person's political idiosyncrasy. It must not matter. And now, when is the act taking place? Is it taking place under my watch? Is it taking place when I am in power? You see, what to do, I'm saying in the SSA, but the political will, the political will to do it, to crack the whip, to plug the loopholes in the system, pursue wrongdoers. No, that's what has been lacking. And no, yes, no.
Anyway, that be no say ka on my say be ahokyere bi na aba yen so anane ma bi enkoyi a amanyofo ya ni obehunu no ma send messages na we dey NDC no dey MPP, but the reality on the ground and say ahokyere wo man num we nya MPP nya NDC enye PPP nya wanwan because me sure say wo koto ade a ye musa osempa jo waba na wo so ananye waba na wo so ade no ye musa osa enti wo mo ya na wo mo twotwo nsam no ye na MPP na wan na NDC na wan na wan man na ba ni ye no the bottom line is say ahokyere aba ana two ye de nipa so asia no samu mu nya ye enti na etu mu free so nbo enti de waba no wonye ni ye se ka kire ne se ayi abante ye de amaw we nya we campaign ye se boa ye ni ye so ntimi nya so amobi so ma ka ho wo mwa bani be ne wo mu
menia asamna na waka sabe yakojom ekoto adia yeni NPP shop and NDC shop. You need NPP prices and NDC prices. Cement.
Why Obia go to say?
Cement at 50 cities, no, many.
But I honorable, what do you mean to anu? Obia go to say Charles Bedia Kose. Massa, not only in Ghana economy, the world over. Into Behe Europe, and Yama Boye, into be nice as some no cry, make a crack.
I mean, may address it that Europe and international concerns. But the point, as I say, you know, say, some issues in this country, as I say, you're discussing in a dispassionate, non-partisan way, because it's about the country. OSHA, the state of the economy. Many are okay, even the 2021 population and housing census. Okay, that census. Not that OSHA, the direction of this country. Maybe a year call. When they say okay, that census now, unemployment is 13.4%.
13.4%.
13.4%. Ain't see that. The last time you hear the census, 2010, now it was around 5.4%.
Oh, but Abayi there, we can't attest to it. Say, wafeni papa.
Yeah, but share data no. It means who funny pa. I mean, in terms of the rate no, matching it with population no, and yeah, idea why it's not commensurate. Look at the data. 13.4%.
okayfm.
And almost between 50 and 24 category no. That's in excess of about 32.8%. And OSHA data now or more you see all these kiosks, metal buildings, wooden kiosks. 57% of them almost say are done residential. And the OBA chance shops no bepon, and that becomes their home. These are serious matters. Very, very, very grave matters. And if you have such a situation, and then hardship is adding to economic hardship, very toxic, very dangerous, because democratic dividend, democracy practices it's expected to improve living conditions. It's expected to make the people's lives better. And yes, Hannah, the people will get disillusioned or will lose confidence in democracy. These are matters, as I say, engaging. How do we come up with policies, interventions? And as you have rightly said, those who are in charge today, they must be held accountable, because the time and now you have power. It was clear, sir. Said they can do it better. They convince the Ghanaian people that they have a better blueprint. They have the magic one. And the question is, where is all of that? Say, but other excuses. So, it's an international crisis. I mean, who campaign, why was that the benchmark? Did you say Nebana say we don't have international challenges? You can be rest assured. Say we will solve your problem. But if the international challenge, who says that during campaign? Nobody says that. And look, these international factors have always been there. And you see, it is even one of the issues that many, as you say, you're raising. Say, there are some countries in this world, they are able to withstand international shocks. And then there are other countries, because of leadership, they are very vulnerable to international shocks. Ebanisana, Ghana, we have become so vulnerable. The least thing. I mean, when was the last time you even heard about reserves? Say, your reserves, petroleum reserves.
By reserve, yes, country be will be.
So if we have adequate reserves, Argentina, we are not releasing that. I mean, to cushion the people and to mitigate the impact.
Are you honorable?
You see, this your vulnerability. Look, Ubekaya, President Mahama State Initiative Address, he talked about 5 items here because we are so dependent that we always have to import more tin tomatoes, and more oil, and a number of items. We your local capacity into young supporting local capacity. And Ubekaya, he made some investments in rice production, investments in even the pharmaceutical, musica, things we can produce here. What has happened to that drive for industrialization to cut our dependence, our import bill? The pressure on the currency, will be addressed. And it's looking like we don't really have our own economy. Yababa so dependent, and we are not able to withstand shocks. And yes, there may be global matters to discuss now. So some countries feel the impact more. Wouldn't say United States of America say OSHA or job numbers. Yes, there are global reports. Your World Bank report, UN reports, COVID, early day to job losses and all of that. But check recovery rates. The United States of America, or more creative jobs, the highest numbers in their history. Make sure President Biden in the State of the Nation address last week, he provided the data, and nobody has challenged it. So, more job creation numbers, or more recovery, the highest in the entire history of the United States of America. How is it that other countries, they say the United States of America, despite the global situation, they turn more recover in terms and share gains are more here, and see how they are protecting, their citizens from the shocks. It is not enough to just hide under international challenges, share the economy in the world and all of that. Your prowess, your ability, to be able to put in place measures that insulate your people, protect your people, is to your credit. And clearly, there's something fundamentally wrong, particularly going by the current leaders or more statements or more say or more by President Kufuor can say 18 months. All he needs 18 months to transform this country. What has happened? On one hand, look, even regardless of the international climate, whatever will happen, this COVID pandemic.
OKFM.
They know how to bring the economy back. They don't know how to bring lives back. Of course, nobody. It's only Jesus Christ, resurrected the dead. Nobody can do that. But economy media, they touted their expertise, which made international headlines. Why is that expertise? These are legitimate questions. Once you are in leadership, you are in charge of national affairs. No? And and I will transform the country. You expect legitimate questions to be asked of you. I mean, why is it that actions, no, your output, it doesn't tally, it doesn't measure up to promises? Bona will share, the pledges you made. How is it that there is such a world of a difference, such a yawning gap between the ability, the capacity you have, and actual output? No, because that's all these excuses about in the international situation and the economy of Ukraine, and we would always have external factors, but your ability to come up with programs and policies are a bit protective mind, like shock absorbers, the protection from external shocks.
Nane, hey, honorable.
Yeah.
Where my friend Nana, and Jobedi in now a talk be Okudzeto. Sasraku.
So me am ranting here in water pa.
Oh, I'm ranting here in water pa. On you.
OKFM 101.7.